Okay, here I'm going to talk about here is happening a Ukraine war. It still contained if we hear year 2025. Here is like Russia invade Ukraine starts in 2022. The ones that are the ones happening are ones before ones in 2013. Ones that is protest and here's the doing it's happening between someone people want to join European Union and North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And there are someone, but the governments and others want to join Russia. But here is like other politics also has on civil war too. But after the town the end, but after the happening in 2014, once America and the Western allies take it, are the ones that they ever think that are happening as a story that's happening, but it did not ever join them yet. But here to try to the doing. One's doing of here's having a story of once the Russia planned to invade Ukraine and doing it 2022. Another ones are happening. Here is happening in 2023 Finland joins NATO and then 2024 Sweden joins NATO. And here's a simple and in between is a Joe Biden become a president of US of A in 2021 to help the Ukrainian army in the ones that are happening to face against the Russian army. Then here it is happening in 2024 once he quit to be president because he too old to work anymore. Once it happened here is Donald Trump here again. Why did some annoying stupid people try to vote to Donald Trump? No offense. But here's it will be, and here's like to talk about in the meet once he loves Putin. One of the ones he hear that year talk with Zelensky, or one thing he did not respect him. And that was strange. But the fight on in the here in the fight this war and here the coup is happening in Ukraine. Well, I'm going to talk about, of course, what if Russia just has take Ukraine, all of them. I mean, Russia has conquered Ukraine. Are we going to talk about this? Yes, we're going to talk about this.
If you're here in that planet Earth, if you have faced the enemy of a different country, you don't know in here, just like, we have it here will be like Saudi Arabia and Iran, China and Taiwan, Brazil and Venezuela, North Korea and South Korea, Pakistan and India, Sudan and South Sudan, Palestine and Israel, Armenia and Azerbaijan, Cuba and USA known as United States of America, UK known as United Kingdom and Argentina, Spain and Morocco, France and Argentina, Eritrea and Ethiopia, Bangladesh and Myanmar. Here is Russia and Ukraine. Here are those countries located in Eastern Europe. Ones that are ever between of ones are between a love or hate. Once a year time is it did not ever once of those are between our rivals or enemies, which is ones that different heart of it is amongst of this history we will talk about those are was. Both of them are Eastern Orthodox Christian countries. Both of them are Slavic speaking language family. And they are, of course, former USSR, known as Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, the ones that are happening until the collapse in 1991, that is happening. During this happening, the close the end of 2013, it here the starting year of 2014. Here's the between the here Ukraine has the politics has on the civil war. One to the side of those people who want to join European Union and North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And others, it's some other politics that those are others who want to work with the Russia side. Here about NATO, known as North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and EU, known as European Union. Those are the Western democratic groups, and those whatever these are working for freedom, justice, and hope is amongst for a world is helping those people to claim for protecting the peace that is the once. Here is it doing in 2014 once Russia take Crimea. Here is happening in 2022 at Russia's plan to invade Ukraine, and that is the starting of a biggest massacre. It is happening several refugees in order to try to flee to move to safe European countries or other places, and then enabling a leader also once, or he's tried to fight it as a once. Joe Biden, a new president of in United States of America, is doing in 2021. He working for the Democrats. He want to plan to help Ukraine as want to support, and others as NATO will help that country at that once. Volodymyr Zelensky, once a new president of Ukraine during of 2019, once he wants the support of help in a here of invasion by Russian troops, and that is the problem here. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, once he take power so too long ago, it once he was a KGB ex-spy from the USSR. Once and now he's want to plan to take Ukraine, and that is happening in 2022. It is planned for invasion. He want to take a revenge and take that country, want to not join the Western allies as once. Donald Trump, a president of the United States once in 2017, and then returned in 2024, he worked from Republicans. And here is the data happening at the data, you know that new man is attached once he speak whatever Ukraine support could it is happening if it will work or not. Here's about Trump and Putin. I know the ones a rival country or enemy countries, however, these politics are love each others. Once they are respect each others, do not ever cares about against someone each other as well. That someone are meeting each other or something at every some places. But sometimes you don't know about anything that you hear because of the attitude support of this. If it could happen well. Zelensky and Trump is now meeting now. Well, Zelensky, he wants more help for give more troops and weapons for to stop the Russians here in Ukraine, and that is a problem. But Trump, he do not care, but he just called Zelensky a dictator to try to massacre against Russia. But it is happening if Donald Trump do not care support Zelensky at once in Ukraine. He wanted a plan of all the European countries and his own ally country to not support him and skip it a fight or let Ukraine fight itself. You think about a good idea without support. This is if that's happening, that cannot be mistake. The what if Russia has finally just defeat Ukraine, and then it is a plan to capture all these places of Ukraine, and then Ukraine will no longer exist. And that is happening, the Russia is going to win this war, and that is happening. Once they have capture and once they will secure all of these places of Ukraine will belong to this turn to Russia at once. It is happening all of these old generals and every commanders in anything in this armed force will hold control in here's the border in these places will belong to Russia of this victory of this war that is happening at the end of this fight. This is happening if Ukraine dies and once Russia has finally taken it at once and the Ukraine flag all of these will be burned to turn in inferno one by one, and Russia has finally taken vengeance, and that is happening for this victory is happening now. Once those soldiers and anyone will singing of this national anthem for this victory from this on this war was finally for complete of the fight and won the battle for against Ukraine, and that cannot be that happening. After this war, Russia got this victory and take Ukraine and burn down that flag and all of this Ukrainian population is agriculture to this. And this will belongs to Russia. And Russia and it has to be finally glad for winning the war. If the singing of this national anthem and all of these Russian culture, that's all of these flag with all these people and all population in this huge country, and at that it's going to be Russia has finally won, and that Ukraine does not exist anymore. Whatever one thing, what if NATO attack Russia? It will be World War III. You know, as the end of a world. That could be beginning of a fight.
I know you talk about that. I know NATO and EU could help. But Russia is too powerful. But the fighting is not easy. To win the war is not easy. Between the fight of them, perhaps it could be like you talk about. What if Russia won a war? Whatever Zelensky, whatever he does, he could take a revenge if he can or not. Whatever he said, once he flee his own homeland, once his own people. It could be whatever Putin and want to take control of Ukraine. And once it ever in 2014 has taken over Crimea. And I don't know whether that was said. I know what there's something else what happening if Zelensky be captured or be killed. It was sad. You consider the fight. It's not easy. To defeat a dictator is not easy. If it could be fight. You don't know what. Cause. You don't know about that story. To join military in reality, you can become a troublemaker yourself. Whatever. But it just, no matters now. But fight a war can be tough. But defeating dictators can be very, very tough. You know the story? It can happen.